All the characters in the story are over 18 years old. It's great when a birthday falls on a Friday and you don't have a reception, and especially when you turn 45. Mom, I'm gonna work. I'll try to come to lunch. Kadia's 22-year-old son, Oleg, flew into the bedroom, as always without knocking. Happy birthday. And Sonny bent down and kissed his mother on the cheek. Bye. Thank you, dear. Kadia also kissed her son, and the guy jumped out. Mom, happy birthday. A red-haired 20-year-old girl, Kadia's daughter Lisa, looked into the room. I have 3 pairs. I'll be there after 2. Oleska will drop me off at the institute. Lisa also went up to her mother and kissed the woman on the other cheek. Come on, Oleg. Be careful driving. Don't be reckless. Kadia waved to the children. I'm waiting for you. The front door slammed, the lock clicked, and the elevator hummed faintly in the entrance. Kadia stretched sweetly once more and threw back the blanket. A tall, slender woman with platinum-white dyed hair, large green eyes, and a neat nose was reflected in the large wardrobe mirror. Full lips, a beautiful chin. Although age makes itself felt, wrinkles were to get away from them. But the legs are a sight to behold. Kadia muttered, spinning in front of the mirror. Kadia decided to get into the tub. Yes, on a normal day, a shower in the morning, but today is an unusual day. While the water was being collected, Kadia critically examined herself once more, this time in the bathroom mirror. It would be necessary to make a mask. Yes, somewhere here, Kadia rummaged in a locker and found a bag with a mask. A minute later, a terrible green face was looking at her in the mirror. Whoever sees it will faint. Beauty requires sacrifice. Kadia lay down in the bath. Warm water with fragrant foam. What a thrill. Kadia is a doctor. He works in a private clinic and earns very well, even by the standards of a dentist. She got married at 22, studied at university, and also married a doctor, a cheerful guy, Volodya. It was Volodya who got her into the clinic, first as an assistant. Then she became a great dentist herself. Children appeared. Life was filled with meaning and happiness. And then trouble came, a ridiculous accident. My husband died 10 years ago. A black streak. Work, children, not up to the joys. And when it let go a little, it turned out that life wasn't so bad. You can't bring your husband back, but there is a good 2-bedroom apartment in a sleeping bag, a car, a cottage. However, it's a bit far, almost 50 kilometers. Children are growing. There is enough money. There are no problems with work. Kadia, sitting in the bathroom, smiled, remembering herself at that time. First of all, she discarded her work colleagues and neighbors. It is not necessary to make love at work and near the house. Kadia remembered her first man with a smile after her husband's death. He was a patient. Kadia treated him for several weeks, and when it was finally over, this man came with a bouquet of flowers and invited Kadia to a restaurant. He was nothing, a pleasant face, well-built. Kadia agreed. After the restaurant, I agreed to go to him. Kadia called a taxi and went home. She never saw the man again. There were a few more casual acquaintances, and it's always the same. Therefore, they immediately ceased to interest Kadia. And then an amazing story happened. Kadia has a younger sister, Olga. She is also married, also has 2 children, and her husband, Serega. Kadia's sister has an amazing family. He's a pilot, she's a flight attendant. They usually fly together. Usually, but not always. And so on one of these days, when Serega was at home on vacation and Olga was on the other side of the earth at that time, Kadia had a chance to try her sister's husband. And it happened like this. That day, Kadia was going to the cottage. And then Sergei called. Children asked to go to nature. And why not? And Kadia with the children, and Sergei with the children. Let's go. Sergei doesn't drink or smoke, pilot. And Kadia drank some wine at the cottage, and she got a little carried away. Sitting on a chaise longue, she watched Sergei play with the children. How strong, athletic, and strong he was. Sister's husband. So what? Olga has been gone for almost a week. I'll try, and come what may. He offered to melt the bathhouse. They melted, steamed the children, and by the evening they decided to steam themselves. I want. And the woman again gave herself up to sweet sensations and memories. Her heart stopped. It was as if a bucket of ice water had been poured over the exhausted Kadia. The woman screamed hoarsely. tried to cover herself with her hands, shrank sharply in the chair, reaching for the saving fabric of the robe, just to quickly throw it on herself. After her scream, the children, as if throwing off their stupor, rushed out of the room. Katia pulled on a robe with trembling hands, tightened the belt tightly. 45 years old, a failed life. Once a month, secretly Sarega instead of her husband. And I can no longer find anyone who would be with me all the time. And now the children also saw all this. Katia, not holding back, roared in a voice. Tears trickled down her cheeks. She hated herself, despised. The only desire is to disappear, to end this terrible shame forever. Katia, as if in a delirium, got up, staggered, went to the window, opened it. The 12th floor. This will be the last flight. She leaned her knee on the windowsill. Strong hands pulled the woman's body back into the room, and Katia's cheek was burned by a strong slap in the face. Out of the corner of her ear, she heard the window close. Strong arms wrapped around her again. Threw her up. They were carrying her somewhere. Katia was completely confused. Her head was buzzing. Bright light, sharp noise, and a stream of cold water from the shower doused her, bringing her to her senses. Her son was holding her in his arms over the bathroom, and her daughter was pouring cold water on them. Their faces were desperate and nervous. They were about to burst into tears themselves. Katia covered her face with her hands, escaping from the streams of cold water. Lisa immediately turned off the shower, and Oleg put his mother on the floor, but did not remove his hands, supported her so that she would not fall. "How you scared us, Mommy." Lisa sobbed and burst into tears in a thin voice, hugging her mother and burying her face in her shoulder. Oleg hugged his mother and sister, clinging tightly to them, and also sniffed, hiding his sobs. "My dears," Katia managed to think, and a cleansing stream of tears gushed from her eyes. No longer despair, but some kind of relief. The second birthday, because I would have jumped out the window if it weren't for the children. And if it weren't for the children, there would be no reason to smoke out the window. Katia, who had already come to her senses, poured coffee for the children. "Thank you, my beloved." Mom touched her son's cheek with a quick kiss, then her daughter's. "Yes, Mom, we understand you." The guilty faces of the children. "We should have disappeared before you opened your eyes. But we couldn't. You're so beautiful." It's a confused Oleg. "No, really very beautiful." Lisa, face flushed, eyes shining. "We know that." And Uncle Serioza, "After all, Aunt Alya's husband, this is not the way out, is it, Mom?" Lisa's face, serious and almost completely grown up. "Yes." "How from where, Mom?" "It's clear he calls you, you leave, then you come either at night or the next morning. And you're so happy and contented for 3 days afterwards. Nothing annoys you. Even my socks on the floor are Oleg. It's clear that you're with him when Aunt Alya is flying somewhere." "No, Mom, we don't judge. We love you, and we want you to feel good." "Oh, kids. Dad died a long time ago. I don't have a permanent partner, and most likely I won't anymore. Isn't age the one who needs me? What should I do now?" "Mom, let's just forget about it." Lisa kisses Katia on the cheek. "Moreover, we all have problems with this." "What kind of problems can you have with this?" Young people? What nonsense are you talking? What do you think I am, Mom? What a beautiful daughter. But no, I'm freckled, and no one wants to start a relationship with me." Lisa sighs bitterly. "And I'm already 20, and I have no one except..." "Except who? Tell me." "Mom, maybe you shouldn't. Birthday, let's go to the cafe, let's celebrate. We have gifts for you." "No, I won't go, I don't want to. The mood is not right. Let's order home, whatever you want." Oleg gave his mother a beautiful gold ring, an emerald in the color of his eyes, and his son very carefully put it on the ring finger of his mother's right hand. "What's wrong with me? What's going on?" "Mom, it's okay. Everything will be fine now. But you are my children. It's not allowed. It's so wrong." "So what?" "Mom, you have a young and strong man now. And a young woman. I will never make love to a woman. I can't tear myself away. I don't care about morality." And now Katia felt heavy. A man's hot, heavy body. My man, my son. God, it's a shame. Katia's face is crimson with shame. The children also look at her in embarrassment. It's all you. Liza's fist hits Oleg painfully in the side. Mommy, it's our fault. Lisa is ready to burst into tears. We didn't think. There is no husband, but there are children. Son, come here. After these words, they all made love together.